is December next year. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information Firdaus Ashik Awan says despite economic restraints, the government is trying its level best to provide facilities to the people during the holy month of Ramadan. Talking to Radio Pakistan in Islamabad today, she said Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced a 2 billion rupees Ramadan package under which essential items are being provided to the people on cheaper rates at utility stores. She said 19 essential commodities including pulses, rice, cooking oil and sugar are being provided on subsidized rates at about 2,000 utility stores outlets. The National Assembly was informed today that there is no lawsuit filed against the National Accountability Bureau in International Court of Arbitration. Parliamentary Secretary for Law and Justice Malika Ali Bukhari told the House during question hour that an arbitration titled as Broadsheet LLC versus Government of Pakistan through NAB is pending in Chartered Institute of Arbitration London and High Court Justice in England. The subject arbitration is sub judice before the Tribunal and the High Court of Justice in England and prohibited from public discussions. Election Commission of Pakistan has announced holding of the first general elections against the newly created 16 seats of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Assembly for merged areas on July 2 this year. According to this schedule, candidates can file their nomination papers with the returning officers from Thursday to Saturday. Scrutiny of the nomination papers will be held by 18th of this month. Appeals against decisions of the returning officers regarding acceptance or rejection of the nomination papers can be filed on or before 22nd of this month. The candidates can withdraw their nomination papers by 29th of this month, and electoral symbol to the contesting candidates will be allotted on 30th. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has expressed grief and sorrow over the loss of precious lives and injuries to several others during an emergency landing by a Russian airliner yesterday. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said the people and the government of Pakistan convey their heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and pray for their speedy recovery of the injured. He said, "We stand by the people of Russia in their hour of grief." A ceasefire agreement has been reached between Israel and Palestinians with mediation of Egypt and Qatar to end a surge of violence in the Gaza Strip and southern Israel. Gaza officials confirmed the deal and said no Israeli air raids on the Palestinian territory have been reported since the deal came into effect. There was no confirmation from the Israeli side. However, the Israeli army early today lifted all protective restrictions imposed near the Gaza area during the weekend's flare-up that led to the deaths of at least 25 Palestinians and 4 Israelis. China has dismissed the possibility of its talks with the United States and Russia about a new accord to limit nuclear arms. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Gang Shuang told a daily news briefing in Beijing today that China's nuclear forces are at the lowest level of its national security needs and they cannot be compared to those of the United States and Russia. US President Donald Trump said he and Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed on Friday the possibility of the new accord that could eventually include China. The United Nations has called for a week-long humanitarian truce in the Libyan capital Tripoli from today. The UN mission said in a statement that in accordance with the spirit of Holy Month of Ramadan, all parties pledged to halt from all forms of military operations. The UN urged Libyan parties to allow the delivery of humanitarian aid to those in need. The United States has deployed aircraft carrier and a bomber task force to the Middle East in response to warnings from Iran. U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton said today that by the deployment of aircraft carrier U.S. Abraham Lincoln in the Middle East, the United States wants to send a clear and unmistakable message to Iran that any attack on the U.S. interests or on those of its allies will be met with unrelenting force. Russia says it will not ground its domestically produced Sukhoi Superjet 100 aircraft despite the recent crash landing by such an aircraft killing 41 people. Investigations are underway in order to know the reasons behind the emergency landing of the Russian-made jet, which was flying from Moscow to Murmansk. And now cricket. In their tour of South Africa, Pakistan women beat South Africa women by 8 wickets in the first one-day international at Potchefstroom today. Batting first, South Africa were all out at 63 in 22.5 overs. In reply, Pakistan chased the target in 14.4 overs for a loss of only 2 wickets. On its bowling side, Pakistan's Sana Mir took 4 wickets, while in the batting line, Javeria Khan scored 34 off 43 balls, not out. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very hot in South Punjab and Sindh during the next 24 hours. However, gusty winds are expected in South Punjab in the afternoon. To end the news, here once again are a few of the headlines. Prime Minister says powers will be devolved to grassroots level in the new local government system being introduced in Punjab. A high-level meeting with Prime Minister in the chair has been informed that uninterrupted power supply will be ensured across the country during Seher and Iftar timings. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information says government is trying its level best to provide all possible relief to people during holy month of Ramadan. He talks with the United States and Russia about a new accord to limit nuclear arms. Pakistan women beat South Africa by 8 wickets in the first one-day international at Potchefstroom today. That's the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.